Good day, everyone. This is Teacher Feby, your Math 5 class teacher for today. How are you, kids? Okay, I hope everyone is doing fine. But before we start our class, let us pray. Oh God, please bless our class today. Amen. Okay, once again, good day, class. Now, anyone can share what was our lesson in our last meeting? Okay, it's all about ratio. Simplifying ratio, very good. So by the way, class, what is ratio? Yes, ratio is
the comparison of two quantities. For example, the ratio of 3 dogs to 5 cats is 3:5 or 3/5.
Okay. What about how do we simplify ratios? Okay, very good. We simplify ratios by dividing both numbers by their GCF or greatest common factor. Now let us have a try. Okay, how do you simplify 6:24? Okay, we simplify that ratio by dividing those numbers by their GCF. Okay, what is the GCF of 6 and 24? Yes, very good. The GCF of 6 and 24 is 6. Okay, and now we're going to simplify 6:24. So 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4. So the simplified ratio now is 1:4. Okay, very good. So 6:24 can be simplified into 1:4. Yes, very good. What about 25:50? Yes, very good. It is 1:2. Okay. Now, can you simplify 10/30? Yes. Okay, it is 1/3. What about 12/4? Yes, it is 3/1 or simply as 3. Yes, very good, kids. Good job that you really remember our previous lesson. Let me ask you, class, what do you do during weekends? Do you help your parents doing household chores? Okay, very good, kids. Can you give me some of those household chores that you do? Yes, cleaning the house, watering the plants, also helping mother. Okay, cooking. Okay, very good, kids. Good to hear that you really help your parents. So, class, let me ask you again. Have you observed your mother cooking rice? What does she did? Okay, she washed the rice, put it on the pot, and put the pot to the flaming stove. Okay. Have you observed that she measured the cups of water and the cups of rice when she's going to cook it? Okay, very good. You're really observant, kids. So, let me ask you again, what is the importance of helping our parents in doing household chores? Yes, very good. To make the work easier and will be done in a less time.
Yes, Mom.
So today, class, our lesson is all about finding the missing term of a pair of equivalent ratios. So, can you give me an idea about equivalent ratios? Okay.
Equivalent ratios are ratios that have equal values.
Here are some examples of equivalent ratios. 1:2 is equal to 1:2. Another is 8:12 is equal to 2 is to 3. Okay. So equivalent ratios are the ratios that have equal values. So why do you think that 8 is to 12 is equal to 2 is to 3? Yes, very good. We simplify 8 is to 12. We simplify 8 is to 12 by dividing those numbers with their GCF, which is 4. So 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So the simplified form of the ratio is 2 is to 3. That's why 8 is to 12 is an equivalent ratio to 2 is to 3. So those ratios are equivalent ratios. Okay. Am I understood?
Yes, Mom.
Okay, very good. Hey, what about 2 over 5 and 6 over 15? Are they equivalent ratios? Yes, very good. 2 over 5 and 6 over 15 are equivalent because when we simplify 6 over 15, it is equal to 2 is to 5. Very good. So now class, can you give me some examples of equivalent ratios? Anyone? Yes? Okay. Very good. 2 is to 3 is equal to 8 is to 12. Okay.
Class, don't you know that in equivalent ratios, there are two parts called terms. These are the means and the extremes. The means can be found in the inner part of the equivalent ratios, while the extremes are in the outer part.
Given an example, 2 is to 3 is equal to 8 is to 12. The means are 3 and 8. And the extremes are 2 and 12. So, have you observed, class, that when we are going to multiply the means, which is 3 and 8 is equal to 24. And also, when you are going to multiply the extremes, which are 2 and 12, the answer is 24. Therefore, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. So we should always remember, class, that the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Now, given an example, 2 is to 3 is equal to 8 is to 12. Can you guess the missing number when 2 is to 3 is equal to 12 is to blank? Okay, can you guess it? Okay, your answer is 18. Okay, let us find out. How do we get 18? So with the example, 2 is to 3 is equal to 12 is to blank. We are going to find the missing pair of the equivalent ratios. So, the pair of 12, we're going to find the pair of 12 to make it equal to 2 is to 3. So, let us solve it by multiplying the extremes and the means. Here in the picture, 2 is to 3 is equal to 12 is to n. Let me remind you. So class, n would be the missing number or the number that we're going to find or the missing pair of 12. Am I clear? Okay, very good. So 2 is to 3 is equal to 12 is to n. Now, we're going to name them. These equivalent ratios have terms. In this pair of ratio, 2 and n is called extremes. And 3 and 12 is called the means. Now, to find n, which is the missing extreme, we need to multiply the means and their product should be divided by the given extreme. Let us solve for it. Remember class, when we are going to find the missing extreme, we need to multiply the means and their product should be divided by the given extreme. Thus, n equals 3 times 12 divided by 2. Then it will be n equals 36 divided by 2, which is equal to 18. Wow, very good. You guessed the answer, right? Okay, very good, kids. Therefore, 18 is the missing term of the equivalent ratios. Now, let us have another example. So, here is 3:4 is equal to n is to 28. What is n? Let us find n. Okay, what is the missing term in this equivalent ratios? Is it one of the means or one of the extremes? Yes, very good. It is one of the means. So, 4 and n are the means and 3 and 28 are the extremes. So, remember class that when we're going to find the missing means, we need to multiply the extremes and their product should be divided by the given mean. Now, let us solve for it. 3:4 is equal to n is to 28. It would be n equals 3 times 28 divided by 4. Now, n is equal to
84
divided by 4 and it is equal to 21. Therefore, n is 21. Okay, let us check. Are they equivalent ratios now? Okay. 3:4 is equal to 21:28. So, how do you simplify 21:28? Yes, very good. We are going to divide it by their GCF, which is 7. So, 21 divided by 7 is equal to 3 and 28 divided by 7 is equal to 4. Therefore, their simplified ratio is 3:4. Thus, 3:4 is equal to 21:28. You get it? Okay, very good, kids. So, class, what about ratios being expressed in fraction form? Can we solve the missing term? Okay, let us take a try. 3/5 is equal to 12/n. To find n in this fraction form of ratio, we need to cross multiply. So, cross multiply. So, we're going to multiply 5 and 12. And then 3 and n. So, we know that n is the missing pair of ratio. So, we're going to solve it by multiplying 5 and 12, where these numbers are considered as the means. Then to get n, we need to multiply 5 and 12 and their product should be divided by 3, which is the given extreme. Now, let us solve for the n. N equals 5 times 12. Remember that 5 and 12 are the given means. And we're going to divide the product of these means by the given extreme, which the extreme is 3. So 5 times 12 is equal to 60, and divided by 3, it is equal to 20. So now we find n as 20. So n equals 20. You get it, kids? Okay, very good. So together with your seatmates, you should discuss and try to answer these two problems. Okay, number 1, 3 is to 4 is equal to 9 is to n. Number 2, 4 over 5 equals n divided by 20. I am giving you 5 minutes to answer and discuss your answers and solution with your seatmate. Okay, class, may I ask 3 of you to come here in front? 1 boy and 2 girls. So, okay. Come here, April. Yes, May and June. Okay. April would be our mother, and his son is June. And then May would be the baker. So we're going to have a situation in which one morning the mother called her son and asked him to buy 10 pieces of bread. She gave her son 50 pesos. So the boy went to the bakery to buy bread. The seller or the baker told him that the 5 pieces of bread is worth 20 pesos. Now class, how much does the boy should pay for 10 pieces of bread? Okay, let us discuss the situation. Okay, April, as mother, asked her son June to buy 10 pieces of bread. Okay, so Mother April gave 50 pesos to June. And then June went to the store or to the bakery to buy the 10 pieces of bread. Then when he asked how much is the bread, the baker, May, told him that 5 pieces of bread is worth 20 pesos. So, now class, the question is, how much should June pay for 10 pieces of bread? Okay, now let us find out. So class, what is being asked in the problem? Yes, very good. The amount to be paid for 10 pieces of bread. So what are the given numbers that we can use to solve the problem? Okay, that's good. 5 pieces of bread for 20 pesos and 10 pieces of bread needed to buy. So, now, what would be the possible operations that we are going to use in order to get the answer of this problem? Okay, very good. We can use multiplication and division. So what about equivalent ratios? Can we use it to find the solution of this problem? Yes, you're right. We can do it by finding the missing pair of the equivalent ratios. So, how are we going to solve the problem? By using equivalent ratios. Okay, 5 pieces of bread for 20 pesos is equal to 10 pieces of bread for a known amount. We can write it as 5 is to 20 is equal to 10 is to n. So, n is the missing pair of the equivalent ratio, which is also n is the amount that we are going to find out so that we can pay the 10 pieces of bread. So, how to find n? We solved it by multiplying the means and divide the product by the given extremes. So, in the equivalent ratios, 5:20 is equal to 10:n. What are the means? Okay, very good. The means are 20 and 10. What is the given extreme? Yes, it is 5. So, let us solve the problem. Okay, anyone can solve it on the board? Yes, Maria, you can do it.
The equivalent ratio is 5:20 equals 10:n. So, n equals 20 times 10 divided by 5, and n equals 200 divided by 5, so n is equal to 40. So, the boy had to pay 40 pesos for the 10 pieces of bread. Okay, thank you, Maria. So, class, did Maria get the correct answer?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, that's right. Now, let us give 3 claps and say, very good, very good. Very good, very good.
Now, the boy had to pay 40 pesos for the 10 pieces of bread, but his mother gave him 50 pesos. So, how much would be the change or sukli that he will get from the baker? Yes, very good. 10 pesos. So, how do we get 10 pesos? By subtracting 50 minus 40 is equal to 10. Yes, you're very, very good, kids. So, there is 10 pesos as the change or the sukli from the baker because mother gave 50 pesos and then the worth or the amount to be paid by the son is 40 pesos only, so there is 10. So there is 10 pesos as a change. So, what do you think, kids? Will June give the change to his mother or he will keep it for his own? Yes, that's good, kids. He should give it to his mother. And why he should give it to his mother? Yes, it is not his own money. Yes, very good. That money can be used to buy something that is needed from the house. Right? Yes, that's good, class. So, if ever someone or our parent that will ask us to buy something from the store and then there is a change or sukli, we need to give it back to them. We're going to give it back to them because it is not our money and also the money belongs to other person and that money can be used for another purpose. Unless if that someone or your mother will say, keep the change. Yes, okay. Now class, I am going to group you into 3. So here group 1, the group of May. Here group 2, the group of June. And group 3, the group of April. So I am giving you 1 question each. And then you're going to answer and discuss it to your group on how do you find the solution. And then you need to provide 1 presenter in each group to present your solution on the board after your discussion. So I am giving you 7 minutes to complete your group task. Now, time is up. Show your solution on the board and explain your answer. There are 4 boys to 7 girls in a class. How many boys are there if there are 21 girls? Therefore, There are 12 boys in the class. Notebooks are priced at 3 for 54 pesos. Find the cost of 9 notebooks. Therefore, 9 notebooks cost 162 pesos. The ratio of two numbers is 2:5. If the smaller number is 16, what will be the sum of the two numbers? We get 40 as the bigger number. Then, we add 16 and 40 to get the sum, and that is 56.
Class, do you think that we can use equivalent ratios in our daily lives? Yes, very good. Can you give some examples or situation that we can use equivalent ratios? Okay, when we buy something from the store. Yes, when we sell something. And what about at home? How can we use equivalent ratios? Yes, very good. When we cook food, especially when cooking rice, we need to measure the cups of rice and the cups of water before we are going to cook it. And then also when we're going to cook noodles, right? When one package of noodles is equivalent to 2 cups of boiling water. So we need 2 cups of boiling water to cook 1 pack of noodles, right? So what if there are 3 packs of noodles? How many cups of boiling water are needed for it? Yes, 6 cups. Very good, class.
Now class, these are the things that we are going to remember about equivalent ratios and in finding the missing term of a pair of equivalent ratios. First, equivalent ratios are two ratios with the same value when simplified. In equivalent ratios, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. To find the missing mean, multiply the extremes and divide the product by the given mean. In finding the missing extreme, we need to multiply the means and divide it by the other extreme. So when we are going to find the missing term in fraction form, we need to cross-multiply either the means or the extremes and divide the product by the given mean or extreme. Always remember this. Missing mean or n is equal to extreme 1 times extreme 2 divided by given mean. For missing extreme, n is equal to mean 1 times mean 2 divided by given extreme. Class, do you have any questions? Okay, none so far. So I think you already understand our lesson. So we're going to have a short quiz. Prepare your pen and paper, write your name, and answer the following questions. Solve these problems. Find the missing term of a pair of equivalent ratios. Number 1, 5:7 is equal to 15:n. Number 2, n is to 28 is equal to 5:14. Number 3, 3/8 is equal to n over 32. And number 4, you're going to solve this word problem. Number 4, if 2 pieces of bread is worth 10 pesos, how many bread can be bought with 30 pesos? Number 5, in a classroom, there are 4 chairs for every table. How many chairs there would be if there are 7 tables? I am giving you 10 minutes to answer these problems. So class, do you want to answer more problems involving ratios and finding the missing pair of the equivalent ratios? Now, let's try this table. Complete the table by finding the missing term of the equivalent ratios. Wow! You really did a great job, kids! It is really wonderful to be with you. So this is all for today, and I hope to see you soon with our next meeting. Bye-bye!